Rural poverty is affecting the United States. According to the USDA, 17% of rural households are food insecure, which is equivalent to 3.3 million households nationwide. In the face of such large-scale injustice, we have to ask ourselves, why? There are two main points to consider in order to understand why rural poverty exists. These points are equitable opportunity and equality of opportunity. Equitable opportunity means that everyone has the same opportunities, such as schooling. This relates to rural poverty through jobs, transportation, childcare, and food access. Equality of opportunity means that everyone has the same quality of opportunity, such as updated books and adequate teachers in school. This relates to rural poverty through the education that children receive in rural areas. The first area of a lack of equitable opportunity in rural areas is the access to jobs. In the year of 2014, there was a loss of 340,000 rural jobs. During 2013 rural areas, the unemployment rate was 18% compared to that of urban areas at 15%. After the recession ended in 2010, urban employment rose by 5%, while rural areas rose by just 1.1%, showing that rural areas are recovering from the recession much slower. The next area of a lack of equitable opportunity in rural areas is the access to public transportation. Consider the bus system in the immediate JMU Harrisonburg area. Getting around without a personal vehicle is relatively simple. However, for those living in rural areas, they do not enjoy this luxury. As a result, rural residents without a vehicle are effectively immobilized. For the final area where there is a lack of equitable opportunity, there is a lack of access to childcare in rural areas. Only 25% of children in rural areas are cared for versus the 35% in urban areas. Additionally, child care centers are generally much farther from home in rural areas and are less regulated. Switching gears to the lack of equality of opportunity. The quality of education in low-income rural areas is suffering to meet the needs of rural children. Rural students are less likely than urban students to enroll in college, and those that do enroll in college are more likely to drop out before getting a degree. To find a solution to rural poverty, both equality of opportunity and equitable opportunity need to be applied. Through democracy, changes can be made to alleviate the issues of rural poverty that we are seeing today by making specific policy changes. These specific policy changes include the need to increase flexibility on time limits or work requirements for welfare. This will help ease the difficult transition from welfare to working. Next, policies and policy makers need to address the lack of adequate job opportunities and the difficulties of making the transition from being welfare dependent to working, caused by things like inaccessibility to transportation, childcare, and even healthcare. Finally, society needs to invest in the education of those below the poverty line by helping equal access to same education resources as those in well-off communities. There are multiple ways which we, as citizens, can get involved. In a democracy, we have the ability to call our local representatives to effect change. In Rockingham County, our district representative is Bob Goodlett, who can be contacted through his website. Alternatively, Rockingham County administration can be contacted via telephone. Next, spread the word. Means of spreading awareness may include social media resources or civilized protests. Strength in numbers is important in democracy and to effect change. Raising the insurgent consciousness is a vital step. Once a critical mass of the population is aware of the issue of rural poverty, effective policy changes are likely to take place. Starting a petition is a great way to gain attention. Also, citizens can take the initiative to create or attend meetings to facilitate areas for political discussion in your area on the topic of rural poverty. Starting a dialogue is important to both spread the insurgent consciousness of the issue as well as discuss lobbying efforts and the particularities of implementing effective policies.